Hey guys, welcome back to Music Talk with John. Today I'm continuing through my record collection. We're going to start with Fleetwood Mac and we're going to work our way to John Fogerty. So sit back, kick your feet up, and let's talk music. Okay, well, today we are starting with Fleetwood Mac. I have mostly the Stevie Nicks, Lindsey Buckingham era with Christy McVie, John McVie, that era. I don't have any of the blues, early stuff at this point. I still have to get in and kind of get my feet wet on that era of Fleetwood Mac, the early stuff. So I'm still learning about them, but I grew up with that group that I just mentioned. That was the group that I became familiar with, and as I got older, I realized there was a whole nother beginning to Fleetwood Mac. So I'll get there one day. So where I'm going to start here is the first album. It's actually their 10th studio album, came out in 1975, but it's the first album with that lineup of, like I said, Mick Fleetwood on drums, who was there throughout. I believe John McVie was there from the beginning. If not, he was definitely there before this group. And then you had Christy McVie come in, who is married to John McVie. She was on keyboards, Lindsey Buckingham on guitar and vocals, and then you have Stevie Nicks on vocals. So this is a good album here. It's the one that looks like this. It's kind of an interesting album, and it's very similar to the Rumors album in a way, where it has the white and then just the figures on the front. The backside here, these guys, and I don't know if they're standing, looks like they're standing in a bathroom to me. So, and I don't know what the idea of this album was with him, John McVie, standing there in this globe. So it's very interesting. So the songs off of this are Monday Morning. If you listen to that one, you'll definitely know that one. Rhiannon, huge song written by Stevie Nicks. Over My Head was a big hit for Christy McVie. Landslide by Stevie Nicks. I think the Dixie Chicks have been had some popularity. Well, they were already popular, but had some success with that song. And that's pretty much it on there. But the whole album's solid, has that sound that's leading up to Rumors. So it's really cool and definitely worth checking out. This is on black vinyl. Sounds good. This is what the inside looks like. We have lyrics on both sides and some little drawings of penguins with the ball. So I don't know what the whole concept of that was, but that's what we have for this album. So I definitely recommend it if you're into Fleetwood Mac and you like Rumors. You probably like this album also. Oh, and it looks like this one is on white vinyl. It looks like I need to get a better sleeve for it too. So there's your white vinyl look for this album. So that's the first one I have for you. Second one here that I have for you today, this is their 11th album. Of course, everybody knows this album, Rumors. It's like the go-to Fleetwood Mac album. Everybody knows this cover, and as you can see, like I was saying, with the white look to it and just the two figures on there, just looks like they were kind of going for like a idea there. There we go. So pretty cool. So on this, it's a greatest hits album, basically. The version I have here is a 45. It's 45 RPM remaster, and it sounds really good. Yeah, there's less songs on each side, but it sounds really good. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and get try to get an original version of it and get a good copy of that, just so I can have it and play it all the way through when I feel like it. So there's only two sides, but I usually don't like the 45 RPM because of the fact that you get 3 songs and you have to flip the album. But when it sounds this good, it is worth it. So I don't have any complaints about it. So there's your front there, and your inside. Sort of a collage of things, and this is kind of a breakup album too. A lot of people were breaking up. I think even the McVies were breaking up. Stevie and Lindsey Buckingham, they were breaking up. A lot of things going on. So some of these songs on here are about those breakups, especially like Go Your Own Way. That spells it out right there. You can go your own way at that point. And then I think The Chain was that. So just a lot of yeah, turmoil going on at the time. But you can't beat the songs off of this. Secondhand News starts right off with that song. Dreams, Never Going Back Again. I love that song. I think that's just Lindsey Buckingham and his guitar. Don't Stop. Everybody knows that. Don't Stop Believing. Everybody knows that song. Go Your Own Way. Songbird. The Chain, which is a great song. You Make Love and Fun. I Don't Want to Know. Oh Daddy. And Oh Daddy, I listened to it again. And that's, I'm thinking, oh, it's Christy McVie singing a song about her dad. No, it's about a lover. So kind of something I realized recently when I was listening to it. And then it ends up with Gold Dust Woman. So you can't beat this album. Fleetwood Mac Rumors, like I said, it's their 11th album, came out in 1977. This one's on black vinyl. It came with a little insert here. It's kind of neat. And well, here's your penguins again. So I don't know what's up with the penguin thing, but I'll have to look that up. But it's a cool little insert there. Has the lyrics, tells you who wrote it. And they look like they're doing okay there. Everybody seems to be smiling, but there is a documentary behind the music or whatever it was, and it really tells you what was going on. But goes to show you when you're having issues in relationships, it definitely gives you plenty of material to write about and inspires you in an odd way, even when you're probably not at your best. So anyway, Fleetwood Mac, Rumors. Then after Rumors, their 12th album was Tusk. I did have that. It was a triple album. I know it was at least a double album, and I just couldn't get into Tusk. I liked the song Tusk, and I think there were one or two other songs on there I liked. I know Lindsey Buckingham had a lot of creative control over that album, but I had it. It's one of the first ones I picked up when I first started getting back into vinyl, but I just couldn't get into it. Lindsey Buckingham can go off into a weird area, and he does like to experiment, from what I understand, and he was influenced by a little bit of punk, even though he was pop. And so just that mixture just gave me these songs that just didn't feel complete to me, and they were just, I couldn't attach myself to them, like songs like Go Your Own Way and things like that. So I stayed away from Tusk, and actually got rid of the album because I just wanted to make space for other albums that I enjoyed. And I listened to Tusk many times, and I just couldn't get into it, but doesn't mean I won't in the future. So I'll probably give that one a shot again at some point. And then after Tusk, now we're getting into, Tusk was 79, so Mirage came out. And when I re-listened to this recently, Mirage was their 13th studio album for Fleetwood Mac. And this one, it's 82, so what we're getting into is that 80s sound a little bit, that production. And to me, there's actually some songs on here, many songs on here that reminded me of like 50s doo-wop, like it wasn't true to it, but it was in there. The big songs on here, Gypsy's on here, and that was a big song. Hold Me, you would know that song. That was a big hit with Lindsey Buckingham and Christy McVie on there. And it's a good solid album. I like it. And it reminds me of, this was 82, so you had Lindsey Buckingham. He'd already had one or two other solo albums in there. But the one that I have is Go Insane, and that came out in 84, so 2 years after that. But to me, you can really hear where he was going production-wise and the backup vocals he was doing and different sounds in there. This one doesn't have the crazy sound effects like Go Insane, but I could hear what he was doing and how his production had changed drastically from the Rumors and that type of music, and even the first Fleetwood Mac with them together, just the Fleetwood Mac title from 75. So I could hear where he was going at this point. As far as production and all those things. So that was, like I said, and this is a 2016 remaster, so the CD sounds very good, and I definitely recommend it. It's a good, solid album. Okay, this next album came out in 1987, and obviously Fleetwood Mac had been on my radar with Rumors, but they kind of went off my radar a little bit, and I was kind of reminded of them in 87, probably. Yeah, it had to have been 87 because that's when it came out. It's when you could go to a record store still, and they would play music while you were in there to get you interested. And they were playing a song called I think it was called Tango in the Night, which is the title track of this, Tango in the Night. And it caught me right away with Lindsey Buckingham's voice. I think it's just one of the best songs he's ever written. He's got a great vocal on there where he just extends the note out over and over again. So this one brings back a pretty cool memory for me. Even if you're not into this era of Fleetwood Mac, and I know the songs are played over and over and over again, but it's just it just brings me back, because I can remember riding my bike with a friend to the mall and going in there, looking around and hearing it, and I bought it, and that had to have been before I got into CDs. So I bought the cassette. It's one of those albums I pick up and go, oh, I just remember where I was when I picked it up. So the tracks off of this, they played Big Love a lot, Seven Wonders, the one sung by Stevie Nicks, Everywhere played a lot. Two songs back to back that I love. I guess they would never made it a single, but I just love it. It's Lindsey Buckingham just rocking out. Caroline and Tango in the Night, just love that. Mystified, I don't remember if that was a single or not. Little Lies, that was I know they played that a lot. These are songs I heard a lot when I was working in a grocery store in the 80s. They just played these songs constantly. Family Man, Welcome to the Room, Sarah. When I See You Again, I love it. A lot of people do not like Stevie Nicks' voice on that one. They think her voice was just burned out or whatever, and it's rough, but I still like it. I like the song, and even though her voice is pushing it a little bit, I still love that song. And then You and I, 1 and 2, it's just a nice little song to kind of end the album. So definitely recommended this one. Love this album. Fleetwood Mac, Tango in the Night. And I believe this is an original. It's on black vinyl, not a reissue. It has a white sleeve, and then I have this sleeve. And the original sleeve has the lyrics and credits on it. As far as Fleetwood Mac, I'd go Rumors, and then this album, believe it or not, it's just one of those albums that have always been there, and I go back to over and over again. Next one is John Fogerty. It's the only album I have by John Fogerty. This album's very interesting as far as the story behind it. It's really interesting. It came out in 1985. It was actually his third studio album. The second one, I think it's called Hoodoo. He didn't like it. The record company didn't like it. They felt that there were changes, so that one never came out. And this came out, and it was a surprise hit. Nobody was really expecting it, and kind of came out of left field. But it brought him a lot of misery from what I was reading lately. So by 1970, CCR was they were breaking up, and they were just having creative differences or whatever, which is interesting. Maybe they wanted to go in different directions, but Fogerty was doing all the writing, and he wrote all those great hits. So when that was happening, Run Through the Jungle was coming out, and that was becoming popular. But the owner of the record company, Fantasy Records, Saul Zaentz, he kind of saw it coming. So he bought the rights to all the masters of CCR. Now, I don't know how that went about. I don't know how he was able to do that, but he was, and he got that. And I don't know if a lot of people do know this story, some don't, but John Fogerty just doesn't have any, still to this day, I believe. I was looking it up, and I don't see where he still doesn't get the rights to his own music. It's crazy. So all the money made off of that, all those reissues and everything, greatest hits, all that does not go to him. He doesn't see it. It goes to it went to Saul Zaentz. He passed away in like 2017 or something like that. Fogerty, when he put this album out, I didn't realize it. There were some songs on here that he directed towards Saul Zaentz. Let me show you here the cover real quick. Cool cover. Got Fogerty on there with a cowboy hat, and the opposite side has all the lyrics. I don't know if you could see that. So he was pretty bitter, and who could blame him? You know, you write all these songs, and you got screwed by the big businessman. So, you know, he was a young guy when he came out, and this guy was already a businessman, so he definitely took advantage of the situation. The big hit on here, I think it was the first single off the album, was The Old Man Down the Road. And it has lyrics on there. I never knew what the song was really about, but it is about the record industry and the evils of record industry. It's just his creative way of talking about it. But some of the lyrics are, he take the thunder from the mountain, he take the lightning from the sky, he bring the strong man to his begging knee, makes the young girl's mama cry. And basically he's saying stay away from this guy. It's you gotta hide, you gotta jump and run, you gotta hide, the old man is down the road. And there's like a line in here about his eyes being he got old man down the road, he got the voices speaking riddles, in which could be a businessman. He got the eye as black as coal, so something evil there. He got a suitcase covered with rattlesnake hide, and he stands right in the road. So he's right there, and he's watching you. So that song came out, it was a big hit, nobody was expecting it. But there were two songs on here that they say it were directly towards Saul Zaentz, and Saul Zaentz caught on to it very quickly. The two songs were Mr. Greed, and one of the songs was Mr. Greed and Zaentz Can't Dance, and it's talking about how evil he is, and like, did you learn that from your mother, and did you make your mother proud for how evil you are? So Saul Zaentz took exception with that and was not happy, so he sued Fogerty, and for some crazy amount of money in the millions. And Fogerty realized, I was angry and I messed up, so they settled out of court for whatever amount. But that wasn't really the end of it, because after that happened, Zaentz sued him again because of I think it was the old man down the road and Run Through the Jungle. They were saying that those two songs sounded alike, which is weird, right? Because Fogerty wrote both of those songs, but he was using the thing just like they do today, where My Sweet Lord and He's So Fine and all these lawsuits that are coming out because it's like copyright infringement. So he sued him saying, hey, these songs sound the same. So it went to court, that one I think went all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court ruled in the favor of Fogerty. He basically won that battle, saying that the copyright is mostly for the arts and to let the audience, it's protecting the audience more than it is individuals who actually write the songs. It was an interesting theory on it. So, Fogerty got out of that, and there was you should look it up online. It's really crazy. And then, how that played out. And there was actually another lawsuit later with Fogerty after the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or something like that. When they got inducted, his Fogerty's brother had already passed away, and like the remaining members of the band, he didn't want to play with them, and they got all upset, and so they went off and toured, and that's why you see that Creedence Clearwater Revisited. So it's original band members with new band members, but no Fogerty. So there's just a lot of bad blood in that band. It's unfortunate because a lot of good music came out of there. So anyway, you have The Old Man Down the Road, which I love, and I think that was his first top 10 hit as a solo artist. Rock and Roll Girls, I love. Big Train, I saw it on TV, is a nice song. I'm reminiscing. Mr. Greed is the one I mentioned. Searchlight's a nice song. Centerfield, that one plays like crazy. I know that's like the second most beloved song in the baseball world, right after Take Me Out to the Ball Game. And he played it live at a couple venues for baseball, and they even gave him a guitar shaped like a bat. So that was kind of cool. Can't Help Myself is a good song. And then you had that last one, that Zaentz Can't Dance. That's Saul Zaentz right there. So, and I like the song. And the other interesting thing about this album that I did not know is that Fogerty actually played every instrument on this. It's all him. That's all I got for you today. I know it kind of limited it down a little bit, but I had a lot of information to talk about with these just between these two bands and single solo artists. I hope you enjoyed that, and definitely leave me some comments if you have anything to say about the information or anything to add to it. That's cool. And definitely hit that like button, subscribe. Talk to me, like I said, in the comments. I'm getting a lot of people talking back to them. It's great. I love this vinyl community, so definitely keep in touch with me. All right, so until next time, you guys enjoy your music, and you take care.